You have the floor. You're all free for a moment of silence.
We can't hear.
Any public comment on the public hearing? 15 budget. Any discussion? We're doing the public hearing on the 15 budget, the 2015 budget. Asking if there's any discussion from any board members. That's a good question. How do you think about this? Question. I have a question. You want to? Yeah. You can question that. Okay. Very quick. The difference between the cash balance and fund balance, about $400,000.
Okay, that's how
On the, not on our budget.
right, on the, you're talking about the documents.
Yes, yes.
It has the breakdown, we said late this afternoon, breakdown, we have a breakdown, I can pull that up.
Yeah, I think we're done.
And then we've got a breakdown of how the PTO, the difference between those, that cash and the fund balance, other funds, and how that goes.
I'll wait. Any other discussion? Okay. We have motion to adjourn. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Public hearing is closed. Okay. Now I'm going to call the regular meeting of the Board of Education to order at 6:34. Tracy, please call. Roger. We have a forum. We're all stand for a moment now. What do we?
We can't hear anything.
My honor to I'm going to try to speak a little louder. President Adams, Board of Education, to sound and community recognition for tonight. Chief Baugh from the fire department is not here, but I'd like to commend the Maywood Fire Department for their diligent work day and night during our time of need here at Provider Village High School. Being diligent and coming, risking their lives to save our school and making sure all the people are safe. So I'd like to thank the fire department, especially Chief Craig Renault, for their diligent work. So thank you, fire department. I'd also like to thank the Maywood Police Department for their diligent work working with Providence High School year after year. This is the first year Chief Kelly's been on board and had board meetings with him on the safety of our community and students. want to compliment them and recognize them tonight, the Maywood Police Department and Chief Dowd. Thank you. And also, people that go above and beyond on a daily basis here at Providence East High School. And Mr. L.T. Taylor is one of them. He is working with Restore and making sure the building is ready to open at August 18th. So, Mr. L.T. Taylor, come on, thank you. I'd also like to thank the professionals who help us on a daily basis with registration and again go above and beyond. That's kind of key. Mrs. Montez Walker, there's one of those who steps up in the time of need and helps us every day. Ms. Diane Smith, working the NJROTC program, steps above and beyond to help the students and learn the reading and people around here. Thank you, Ms. Smith, for above and beyond. Mr. Binion, for helping faculty and staff and students in the book room. Ms. Diane Johnson, I know you're here. Come on now, Ms. Cousin, for all the extra work that you do. Also, like he's not here tonight, he took another position from the School of Congress. He did an internship for the Hall of Fame. We've not had a Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame here since 1910. We now have a Providence East Sports Hall of Fame. So I want to recognize Mr. Congress for all his work. Thank you, Lord.
I want to share this very good news. In your board book, I'm sure that you have noticed under tab, under page 5, the information including Provider Math and Science Academy for ranking among the top high schools in the week. Last week, Dr. Lavon received the word that PMSA ranked among the top high schools in the United States and is ranked 230th nationally overall based on a college readiness index score. In addition, they are ranked 10th among the 16 Illinois schools that made the overall top list, and in college readiness schools that work with students who have a level of poverty, PMSA ranked 65th in the country and 3rd among Illinois high schools. It is quite a commendable feat, and I want to thank the students who do the work, the teachers who help them to do the learning, and of course the leadership for that recognition. So, PSA scores for all of the schools will be out by the end of October. I will follow the same format, board members, where I'll provide those PSAE scores to the board. This year, the report card is different. This is the last year or the first year actually that there is not technically an AYP, but the same information is on there. Next year we transition into the PAR. We don't know how that will look. But we will provide that information to you as soon as we get the official state report card. I would like to report the preliminary information does show that West and East as well, it shows some academic gains on the PSAT, and as well as the so we will have an official report on that as soon as the report card is out. And I'll ask Ms. Edwards to come on up to talk about a transition that you're aware has been underway, having to do with many curriculum changes and improvements that we've had this year, hybrid program, increased AP, pre-engineering, psychology, and Barbara to name a few in terms of additional classes. But also, we did also adjust the staffing. You're aware that the FOP brought to our attention that when you look at our enrollment numbers and you look at the staffing, we were between 15 and 20 teachers overstaffed. That money was reallocated into salaries and into some of the programs that you just heard about. I will say it has not been without complications. And Ms. Eccles is going to talk a little bit about some of the class size adjustments we had to make. I want to thank individuals for being patient in this transition year, but it will all be worth it, and we will certainly make amends for and adjustments for our students who have been continuing to be so. Ms. Eccles.
Thank you. Good evening, President Adams, Dr. Collins Hart, and board members. This evening, I would like to provide you with an update on the status of our master schedule. Each building has analyzed their master schedules to identify which courses have large enrollments exceeding the ideal class size. Per the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, the ideal class size is 25. Each school was responsible for verifying that their students on each roster had arrived and were in attendance. That's a challenge that we face sometimes at the beginning of the school year. In building the master schedule, each principal and master scheduler attempts to come as close to the ideal number as humanly possible. Based upon the course and the scheduling matrix, unfortunately, that's not always possible, but we try. We have some classes that are larger than 25 and some that are smaller. We use the staffing allocation to ensure that all teachers teach 5 sections, and we try to keep the classes within a range as close to the ideal number. Once each school has verified their data and we are able to provide evidence of enrollment, I review the data, and then Dr. Collins Hart makes the final determination to approve 6 assignments to reduce the number of students. This typically occurs after Labor Day because we have to ensure that the students have actually arrived. If we make those decisions prematurely, when we get to looking at the number of students that are in our classes, at the end of the second semester, some of our classes had as few as 10 students, some averaged out around 14. So we wanted to make sure that we were really carefully scrutinizing it this year. A percentage of our students have schedules in the system, but a challenge that we face is that many students do not arrive until after Labor Day. I would like to give kudos to all assistant principals and counselors. They have worked diligently to reduce class sizes. As of today, the average class size is around 28 for core classes and closer to 30 for elective classes. I appreciate the teachers and the union for working with us as we continue to address concerns regarding class size. Schedules have been changed, and as a result of the 6 assignments, class sizes have been reduced, and additional supports, tutoring, will be available for any student that needs additional support as a result of a schedule change. The buildings have provided updated information. So as of 5:30 p.m. today at PMSA, all courses are balanced. We have 21 classes that fall within a range of 31 to 32 students. We have 8 classes at PMSA that fall within a range of 33 to 35, and then 17 courses that have approximately 30 students. At Proviso West, all classes are balanced and they do not have any sections that are larger than 30. The exception to that would be PE and music, but we don't have classes capped in that lower range. At Proviso East, all classes are balanced and they have 13 classes that fall within a range of 32 to 33 students. We have 15 classes that have 31 students and approximately 38 classes that fall within a range of 30. We try to keep the number closer to 25. If we go over by a few, maybe up to 30, we're not as concerned. When we start getting larger than 30, that's when we start looking for 6 assignments. We drilled down as best as we could. In some of those cases, we could not offer a 6 assignment. It may be a rare class like sociology, or it wouldn't fit within the schedule. But we have been working. I've been on the phone daily with the assistant principals. I visited classrooms where I received concerns from students sharing with me about one class I can cite in particular was the concern about the large number of students in the culinary arts classroom. And for lab classes, we try to get it down to the ideal class size. So I just wanted to provide you with an update and to let you know what we were doing to address the concerns regarding schedule changes for students and for teachers in I believe we're in the beginning of 50 school year.
I also want to mention to the board, under tab 5, information here about a grant, a school-based HIV/STD prevention and education services grant. This is provided to you as information at this point. We will be reviewing the parameters involving implementation of this grant to see if it is something that is feasible for us. Grants are very good, and we aggressively seek them out. However, every grant is not a gift. It depends on the complications that might arise in terms of implementations and the requirements that are faced. So I will be providing you an update in terms of learning more about what this grant entails and whether or not the service that it provides worthy is something that would be in the best interest of the district to receive at this time. And I'll ask Mr. Drake Paul to come on up, unless the board has other questions about any of the things I've covered. And we will have the discussion about the budget, including the PACE budget. And I do want to note that Dr. Terry Smith, who is the executive director of PACE, is here to respond to any questions about the PACE budget. In addition, I'll be bringing some additional information back to the board for action in October regarding the PACE lawsuit.
We have the finance report, and I'll just kind of go over a few things. You have both, again, as we are in a new fiscal year, closeout of the federal grants from fiscal year 14, and that year, and beginning in the 15 year, you have 2 sets of grant reports. You'll have those for several months until the 14 grants will be paid through, actually, probably I think December, maybe in January, once all the grants are paid through. But and you've got some footnotes in there as to what's carryover, what was, what will be not spent, and so forth on those.
There's also on the amount that won't be spent on the grant, so the explanation of what those are and why we're not spending them.
We can go through there, and I mean, that's, in some cases, I think there's.
Well, if we don't spend it, I'm not thinking about something to carry over, anything that goes back to the
Right.
grant.
And in some cases, there are pieces, I think, the one with the AP grant, there was some allocation for stipends that may not have been, that wasn't used or wasn't spent, and then depending on time frame, and cycles, you want to.
Good evening. So for the advanced placement grant, this year we IB program at PMSA. In the AP grant, we allocated stipends, but teachers were not torn, they were required to go to IB training, which trumps AP training, and then some teachers worked summer school, so they couldn't sign up for the additional professional development, it wasn't stipends, it was professional development. They attended IB, which was a conflict with the AP and IB training, so teachers in the IB program needed to go to the IB training, and for the grant, they would only allow you to allocate those dollars for professional development. We couldn't move them anywhere, but the majority of teachers did take advantage of the professional
So,
development.
so do we get to roll that over?
That grant does not roll over,
So next, when we apply for it again, I assume we apply for that grant regularly.
yes.
So will we be penalized in any way for not spending all that?
No, they understand that we implemented quite a few new programs this year. We were in constant communication with the state. A lot of their training sessions, they have very few, and it just conflicted with other things that were priority at the time. Those teachers will have an opportunity to attend other AP trainings during this fiscal year, but there's no penalty to the district.
Can I ask, do we have any staff assigned specifically with the responsibility of overseeing our grants to ensure that we do not pass or miss the deadlines and lose the money?
Yes, on a monthly basis, we do the grants update, and then I work with the different people who are responsible for their budgets to see where they are in terms of the dollar amount that they spent, and then at the bottom, I include a note to let you know, what the status of the grant is or why they haven't spent their money. So we do have ongoing meetings, like, so for example, in Title I, we have 84% of the grant that will roll over to the next fiscal year. We share our grant with the private schools, and sometimes there are things that they want us to purchase in the grant that we cannot purchase. So for example, they don't always spend their money on their professional development. They did spend instructional supplies, but every year we struggle with spending the money for the private schools.
But there is an administrator responsible for each grant. That has oversight for the time that,
Do they make recommendations as to the best ways to utilize the funds?
Yes, so we have different grant meetings with the committee of people, and then we align them to our school improvement and to the district improvement goals.
So we have the grant pieces, but I also just want to point out the year-to-date reports, those have changed, because we've now gone 12 months or 13 months in with this model. And so you will start seeing the comparison information both for revenue and expenditures from the prior year. So you'll be able to track to see if both on a dollar for dollar and on a percentage of budget, where our current activity is versus the prior years. Obviously, with the percentage of budgets change a bit, and that's always a little bit of a tweaking piece, but as a dollar-to-dollar piece, you'll be able to see, give the board a better sense, hopefully, of what's a normal, or what was at least the prior year's.
Right, because that would be helpful, because, that with the timing of tax payments, real estate tax payments.
Right.
Right, you can see that revenue seems to be way ahead of where it should be on a 12-month accrual basis, where expenses are way behind, or vice versa.
Right.
And you don't know if that's normal, so you're thinking that by looking at previous years, we should be able to determine whether this is normal for the time of year.
Right, and that's what, we're pretty good, I mean, it's pretty standard, our property taxes, which is the largest, revenue source, has been, at least this year, last year, consistent, in collection rate. The other piece, though, on the expenditure side, it will give you a sense as to, where things are at, and if we're running high or low compared to the prior year.
So over the period of years, will we see multiple years, or always just 1 year to 3 years?
It's a changing, it's a thing we can always look at, and we could do quarterly for multi-year or something like that. But, we'll do again. So, and then I think, your question on the cash versus fund balance.
fund balance,
For that one checking account per se that they're,
but they count as fund balance.
It's part of the fund.
Ledger, yeah.
other than that, if there's any questions on finance?
Mr. Valenti, did one of your honorees come?
Yes.
So,
Chief Valley is here, to give recognition, I want to call up here, Chief Valley. I wanted to recognize Chief Valley. He's become a friend, he becomes a person I meet with, and he really has a great interest in providing and the community, and just 5 years old, and he's done a great job, so I want to recognize you for that.
Taking more of your time.
thank you. At this point in the agenda, we have citizen comments from the public. The board meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education and not a public hearing. The concern is important to us. You can expect to receive a follow-up from the superintendent addressing your concerns, or if there's a question to be answered. When your name is called, please step forward and state your name and affiliation for the audience. You will have 3 minutes to make your comments. At the end of that time, there will be an alarm and you will be asked to wrap up your comments. If your time is up, I'm not being rude if I ask you to quickly complete your comments. I'm attempting to give everybody here an opportunity to be heard. The board is unable to address individual students, staff concerns during public comment. Please refrain from naming individual students or staff. Mona Johnson.
How's everyone doing? Evening? Pretty well, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Adams and members of the Board of Education. My name is Mona Johnson, president of the Provider Teachers Union. Although Ms. Eccles gave her version of what is happening as a result of the class sizes, knowing that the union will speak tonight, the union now will give you the real deal, the truth, as teachers live it every day. I stand before you tonight to discuss the union and its teachers' concerns regarding class sizes in the areas of culinary, ELL, special education, and other classes that currently have students that exceed the capacity of what was agreed upon by administration and the CBA. The union has been in communication with Ms. Eccles, as she stated, regarding class sizes since the very beginning of school, and she has been very receptive to our concerns and supported the need to reduce class sizes to the ideal numbers found in the CBA that was agreed upon by you, the board, and the union. The union is aware that the building principals sent emails requesting 4 sixth assignments or additional teachers since August the 21st. We are not sure what had transpired, but what we do know is our teachers are being handicapped to do an effective job when the class sizes are in the 30s and some academic classes are over 35. The union understands that the building principals are attempting to make adjustments, but this is the 4th week of school, a day before midterm, and students are still being moved and grades may not be entered due to students continuing to move. The union is also aware that at one of the buildings, teachers and students' schedules have been changed multiple times. there has been some instances of forced schedule changes. I am sure you would agree that the union should not have to sort and tabulate scheduling reports in order to show administrators that receive the compensation package worthy of an administrator, where the class sizes do not meet the ideal sizes set by the CBA. But the union has done that. The union believes there is a definite deficit in the ability to schedule at the building level. Whether the reason is incompetence, lack of training, or apathy, the students and teachers are suffering the consequences of these actions and lack of the action. Furthermore, board, the union is aware that the FOP has set 275 as the number of certified staff. The report that we received provided to the union by HR last week shows 259 certified staff members, which 16 teachers could be hired. Now, the union is hopeful that the board will see there is room to add staff and to reduce class sizes, which will benefit all students and allow teachers to provide the classroom instruction that our students need. The union will continue to work with Ms. Eccles, and certainly will, and the building principal as they continue to address class sizes. But the union is seeking your support, board, to ensure that the responsibilities you have given this administration are met and class sizes are lowered within each of the classes that we have pointed out to them this week that is overloaded. Thank you so much for letting me have this.
I see this Barton Robinson. I see any questions?
No, you did not. It's Beverly.
Oh, Bev.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Shame on the administrative leadership and the Board of Education of this district for the appalling lack of commitment to provide a quality education for the students you are paid and elected to serve. All of you have denied the most important stakeholder of this community access to an appropriate educational setting, the student. We have hundreds of students sitting in classes, core classes, such as biology, chemistry, earth science, forensic science, physics, English, ELL courses, health education, physical education, ROTC, special education, and Spanish, all 3 levels, and United States history without highly qualified instructors. In some instances, substitutes have been in classrooms since day 1. On the other hand, they are changing daily. Some don't show up at all to babysit our students. When subs are employed, they may or may not be certified teachers in teaching the subjects they are asked to fulfill. Many simply are college-degreed individuals looking to make an additional income or income while seeking employment in their qualified areas. Subs are not sufficient for an at-risk population of students who are struggling in every way. Poor concept and lack of appropriate educational instructional environment that inspires and motivates them to learn, set goals, and to obtain success. Nor are substitutes suitable for students who are aspiring to graduate, for college admissions, and meet testing requirements. The vacant teaching positions that I am referencing did not just come about because of a few individuals who jumped at the opportunity to go to other districts at the start of the school year. Yes, the morale is at an all-time low, and people want out in the worst way. I have teaching positions that were removed from our teaching pool and never replaced. Positions that were created once the educational leader got her act together and allowed the building administrators to hire department chairpersons. Yes, we started the school out without department chairmen in place. Those who had been reapplied for their positions were held in limbo, even after the onset of the school year. Many were also unsure of their placement and at the time were assigned to full teaching schedules. And in time, those schedules had to be modified, causing vacancies and the overloading of students to existing classes. And yet, like a reoccurring nightmare, I can hear the voice of our superintendent who stood before the entire employment pool at the District Institute, boasting about the small number of new hires for the teaching staff. To paraphrase what was said, this is the first year in my tenure as superintendent that we only had to hire 7 teachers. My colleagues and I knew that that was not going to suffice. And here we are, 4 weeks into the first quarter, days away from generating academic progress reports to parents and guardians for their pupils. Now, is that report going to be an accurate depiction of the instruction, learning, and work that were given to hundreds of students? Inconsistent subs in several classrooms, no real teaching was being accomplished, no work given for grades posted, thus negating the validity of the upcoming midterm report. Valuable instructional time has been lost and never to be recuperated. My 3 minutes are up.
Yes.
I have a paper copy so that you guys can finish this up on your own.
What's going on? They don't care. They just taking that money. The superintendent getting $250,000 a year. We could kill it. My parents won't come out. And they
Anna Hampton, or is it
a
Hampton?
lot of parents don't know what's going on. You should not be changing schedules 4 weeks into the school year.
Yeah.
Could I do that?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I would like to give her the rest of my time.
Go ahead on. All right.
Go!
Ms. Robinson?
I know.
We want to hear what this teacher's
They
saying.
made statements. They already said what I was going to say. Okay, go ahead.
We want to hear it.
Valuable instruction time has been lost, never to be recouped. Caring parents and conscientious students have come to me seeking assistance for altered schedules and requesting to be moved to classrooms that have permanent and qualified teachers. As a counselor, I am not able to honor that request. Those permanent teachers who are certified have no room due to the maxed out sections of already 30+ students. They lack adequate seating and space to perform their classroom tasks. Before I depart from this podium the second time, there are a lot of things that go on within this district that do not serve the best interests of the students.
You better say it,
You, the
girl.
Board of Education, and the administrative leadership of this district are negligent, culpable, and liable for the demise of the students' educational endeavors.
All right.
Who among you would stand for this blatant display of ineptness if one of your offspring or loved one was a student?
You better say it. Chloe. Hi, Chloe. These teachers are tired of this nonsense. Speak up, Dr. Chloe. Chloe Witz.
Valuable qualities that are given. You have 2 documents in front of you. I will not read a formal complaint about the administrator at Proviso East. I will just paraphrase it to you. That formal document was given to Ms. Bisbee. The formal document is a complaint against an administrator at Proviso East. This person has done a breach of board policy 7:20, intimidation, bullying and harassing, and also 5:120 regarding ethics and conduct, not only towards myself, but also for students. I'm only going to read the last column, last paragraph of that, and I'll leave that for you as well. This administrator has been rude and disrespectful, has made no effort to be sympathetic with students about the confusion with their schedules. Instead, this administrator chooses to demonstrate a behavior that can only be described as bullying. With all the schedule changes students have experienced, one student in one of my classes stated she has had 4 schedule changes. And with all the schedule changes teachers have experienced, teaching assignments, not just numbers, my assignments have changed 4 times. I believe it's imperative imperative that students and staff receive support, particularly at this time, and assistance from administration, and this certainly was not demonstrated by this administration. The other document that I have to you is a formal complaint that I submitted to our Proviso Teachers Union against Proviso East administration, who has been responsible for our assignment schedule. Again, I wrote the document, D3 working conditions. You can read that. I won't read that now. The letter of grievance is being submitted to the Proviso Teachers Union because my teaching assignment has been changed 4 times since the beginning of the 2014-15 school year, with an imbalance of class sizes as well. I also believe I was treated unprofessionally when I asked for professional assistance with the new course preparation. I received an assignment letter from Human Resources August 5th, and I was teaching Agile Mind and Pre-Calculus Honors Analysis. And research had to be done for both of these courses. I had never taught it, and there is no curriculum for pre-calculus. However, I rose to the occasion. I contacted publishers, and I was setting up a My Math Lab for the pre-cal seniors. Well, the class sizes were huge. They were unbalanced. Period 2 had 27, period 3 had 42, period 4 had 28, period 6 had 32, and period 7 was completely missing. Pre-cal was then split into 2 classes, and I had 13 in the 7th period. Okay, then I will finish it because you do have information. It is apparent that to me, the little respect and regard has been given to me regarding notification and modification of my teaching assignments. It is also apparent that the students of Proviso East were given little regard considering the experiences they have had over the 4 weeks of changing their teachers, their classrooms, and their subject assignments. Students are actually being taken out of subjects, placed in other courses, and then all of a sudden, I've had one student that I've had 3 times in 3 different classes. A sad comment was made by a new freshman that I now have in the new class that I'm teaching, and the students were talking about their schedule, and the student just looked at me and said, Dr. Frankowitz, so what is a real high school like?
Oh, wow. What's coming? Oh, yeah.
Good evening to everyone. As a parent, I'm appalled. Mr. Lynn, you know I love you. Ms. Lang, you know I love you. Mr. Crawford, Mr. Adams, and Madam Superintendent. But did you hear what I just heard?
Yes.
Who makes these decisions to change this? Is it you in front of me or is it us?
We do.
This cannot go on, Mr. Adams. What in the world did I just hear? Did you just hear what I just heard? This is absolutely amazing. My baby, in her first year of Spanish, and they gave her a pamphlet and said, go for it. Yo hablo español muy bien. Yo ayuda. Hey, okay? Pero, you know what? It's muy bien. Okay? She doesn't need someone to hand her a pamphlet and say, go for it. And I found out this is going to substitute. It's not good. We need to change all of this. I hear that this is the homecoming and nobody's taking care of that. What's going on? I love you guys. I voted for most of you. Miss Teresa. I voted for all of you.
Oh, Teresa ain't up there.
What's going on here, Superintendent? This is horrible. Now, if you said that 25 students were the max, they said Proviso, we said 33, 31, and 30. And 28 classes over 30. But we're supposed to have 25. Why can't we hire the teachers? My brother just got his master's degree. There are some teachers that why can't we have the IB classes that Proviso East? Who has been here 104 years? I've been a parent here for 16 years. I have. And Mr. Valenti, you won an award. I know you guys love these children. I feel you.
Just to clarify, all overcoming activities are going on.
It's going on?
Guaranteed.
I know my time is up. I thought we talked about the uniforms. Kudos to the uniforms. is it doing what we thought it should do? I hope it is. I heard that the kids not even going to class because they have a substitute. Do you remember when you had a substitute? I remember.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay, I get the kickback on that. I remember a substitute, but we have to be together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Provide this is a great school. Many famous people come from this school. Mr. McDermott, you came to my church. We gotta fix this.
Amen.
Quickly. We all agree we need to fix this quickly.
Yes,
I'm a resident of Rockaway. My son went to summer school here, it's not attend school here, but I pay my tax dollars. My son went to summer school algebra 2, and when he attended here for algebra 2, he was put into a classroom with a computer and a teacher. On the computer, thought he was supposed to be taught algebra 2, but he was told push this button and run it. The algebra 2 teacher, when he was unsure of some things that was going on in the classroom, the teacher said, it's the word. But if I pay my money for summer school, the word. When he came here, he was not able to get on the computer because they said, yes, he didn't go to school here. So they had to give him a number, so he had to go. Class was starting at 8 o'clock. Class was over at 10:30. By the time he gets to the computer, wherever the class was at, class was over. He sat in there on the computer with his teacher. At 10:30, the teacher said, I have to go, my time is up. So he had to leave at 10:30. I dropped him off and I picked him up. When school was over, when the last day of school, which was July 10th, I talked to, he called me to tell me, it was July, whatever day it was, the last day of school was a Thursday. He called me to tell me they were gonna allow them to stay till 4:30. Then he called me back and said, no, they said we have to go. So he asked one of the teachers in the classroom, what about me? She said, what about you? I don't attend here. Well, we don't know what to tell you. Talk to the assistant principal, Miss Lane. I called Miss Lane, left her a message on Friday. I called and left her a message on Monday. I went to PMSA. I spoke to someone at PMSA. They gave me Miss Lane's number, and I called her again from PMSA. Miss Lane did answer the phone. I explained to her what was going on. I explained to her also what was happening with my son in the classroom. I explained to her about the cheating going on in the classroom. I explained to her about how they want to print out tests and give it to certain students. I explained all of this to her, and she was aware of this that was going on. And she said she would get back with me. She was going to come before the board to see if they would give him additional week to finish up. Here is going on the 4th week of school. My son has not been able to play football because he's ineligible. He's a senior at Montini. Scouts are looking at him, but how can they look at him? We all went to college. How can they look at him if he can't even finish his algebra 2 class? The principal, he did reach out to me. I called him back. He reached out to me again. I reached out to Montini school. Montini principal reached out to Proviso school to try to see what can we do to get this child with this class. Nothing has been done. He assured Montini principal that by September the 2nd, this will be done. But they told us, wow, everybody is locked out of the system of the computer. Nobody can get in the computer, not even I, which is the administrators. They can't even get in there.
Wow.
So again, September the 4th, my son got back on the system, coming here on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, from 3:30 to 5:30, sitting in the classroom with a computer, and nobody knows anything. Even the head of the math chair person, came in and said, wow, this is something. I don't even understand it. He even reached out to Montini math scholars at Montini school. They've been helping, but they said, what kind of math is this? But my point of all this is, if they can block out section 4 at the time when the test was going on, why you can't block out other things?
Come on.
If you close your eyes on students cheating, if you close your eyes on all of that, but here you got a child that comes daily, but you can't help him because of the wording?
Come on.
Come on now. I want my son to succeed. My son is sitting back there. Today is his birthday. And he cannot get out there on the football field
it wasn't that I wasn't reaching out. I reached out day one, and I got no help. Day one. So,
We will have somebody contact you and rectify the situation immediately.
thank you.
Della Patterson.
Thank you, Board. I'm real concerned tonight. For we, the people out here voted for you. And many of you there have, sitting here tonight, have children. And you're talking about miseducating the children. We are truly doing them a disservice. That was beautiful, how you put it, for these people that may not understand or don't know. But I hold a picture here where parents sent to me where the kids at Proviso East, no teacher taking their own attendance. Mom called me because one of her sons, she has 3 sons there, was having some difficulties with some boys in the neighborhood. Her concern when she sent this picture was if no teacher is there and something happened, who could tell the story? My other concern is when we're going to have to do something. Dr. Collins Hart, as I've always said, I think you are a wonderful person. Leadership, that's a problem. And you may be leading, but the people that you have surrounded you with, everybody in your cabinet ain't in your corner. And everybody in your corner ain't in your cabinet. Because right now, tonight, we're not looking at your administrators, we're looking at the superintendent. We have to do something about this, people. We must do something about it. In reference to these class sizes, today at 2:15, a young man, I didn't know him, he can't call my phone, very upset. I actually calmed him down. He says, I'm concerned about my eligibility. They have changed my classes 4 times. They just gave me a U.S. history teacher on Friday. They changed my classes Friday. Here it is Tuesday, they've changed my classes again. Eligibility is a concern. He said, I am a junior, I have scouts looking at me, and I'm trying to handle this the best that I can. As board members, I don't know if you really know what's going on, but because you have children, put yourself or put your children in these kids' shoes. It is unfair. It is unacceptable. And I say to the people in this audience, an election is coming up. You got to get out and vote. Open your eyes. They don't want you to know about this. And at Proviso West, they tell y'all all this good stuff and send you that pretty literature. Don't let that fool you. Proviso West, why when a kid have a fight, they are being arrested? Whatever happens if you have a fight in school, if you have deans in place, then you need the police. That's called taking that kid from the school to the prison pipeline. If it's a fight with 2 kids, you bring those kids into the office and find out what happened. Stop arresting our children. We gotta stop this. In reference to homecoming, Mr. Valente, we've had bills of relationships. We didn't have one at one point. I commend you, Proviso West, because you do have your stuff listed. I have talked to children, students, I don't want to call you all children, students, I've talked to parents, and their concern is about homecoming. In reference to PMSA, if you're going to transfer students out when they are not cutting the mustard, stop telling people you have 100% graduation rate. Graduation rate goes from freshman year to senior year. If those kids don't cut the mustard, you ship them over here. If they have a fight, you ship them over to East. What kind of message is that sending to our other students? We love all of our children, every last one of them. And I say to this board, Mr. McDermott, Ms. Harrell, Brian Cross, Dan Adams, Teresa McKelvey, Miss Esther, you all got to open your eyes. You got to open your ears. Everybody is not going to tell the same story. You have children. And think about your children, whether they go here or not. The point that I'm making is you have children. That's all I want to say. Give these, you got this lady, what's your name? What's this lady? What's your name? Did you used to be over the activities?
Yes,
The job back. Why not? Okay, we have arguments with everybody. Okay, Dan, I know I gotta wrap it up. But we do have arguments. That's what we do. We are teaching our kids one way, and we as adults, we misbehave, but we expect them to behave. You had, from what I understand, you had approximately 60 teachers across the district on Friday out of school. School just started. That tells you something about your staff morale. You had approximately 60 teachers, and you used security to do substitute or babysitting. If something happens to one of those children, that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
I am trying to work with this board. We do have parent and student right advocacy group that has grown tremendously. I am trying real hard, desperately, to work with you. But if we have to sue this district for miseducating our children,
Come on.
Ms. Greenwood?
She'll be back.
The board to go to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm out of order, but I need y'all to go to the classroom.
Mary Wilson? Tula Burke?
Good luck with your son. Happy birthday.
I'm a junior here at Rivalry. Okay. I don't
Wait,
have a.
hold on. I called Tula Burke. I guess all together?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have a physics teacher at all, since the beginning. Right now, I have an A, 200s. I don't deserve those 2 A's. We're turning in 2 pieces of paper. They give us a book to read out of. They're not teaching us anything. Substitutes that don't even know what they're doing. I literally don't deserve those A's. I'm not learning anything. Just reading out a book and copying to paper, that's not learning anything. I need a teacher. This is 4 weeks into school. I don't have a teacher. I'm not learning anything. This is honors. No teacher.
My God.
Physics, my God.
Did all you sign up?
We all want to be on school council.
Let those kids speak.
It's about the kids. But I'll give you all a minute apiece.
There you go. Good job.
You're on student council? What are you?
My year, I'm
No, not treasurer.
What's your title?
we are all equal on city council.
Okay.
They're not title holders.
I would like to know why Ms. McCray is not our supervisor. Talking to the real reason, because our principal says he doesn't know.
Mm.
So that's a real question. And
Talk in the mic.
They probably done shut you up.
Okay.
And if you know Ms. McCray was not going to be our supervisor, why didn't you like, because
as you all know, our homecoming is really rushed this year, and we have so many complaints. We have so many complaints about that this year. So, if you knew Ms. McCray was not gonna be here, and we didn't have a real supervisor, why don't you come to us in August, that first or second week, so we can have more time to do it.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Oh, they got a petition. Good job.
We have approximately 500 signatures on there. So we were really about to that.
I just want to talk about the class sizes because I feel like the class sizes is too big. The college that I would like to go to is Ohio State University. For me to get into that college, I need 2 years of foreign language. But when I went to my counselor, who is also not here right now, so I don't have a counselor, he said that all of the foreign language classes are full and they're over flooded, the students standing up. So I just want to know, what can y'all do about that? Because I want to go to this college, so something.
Today they changed my schedule because the class is overpacked. They changed me to another gym class, which I was required to take health, but they took me out of health. They said they don't have anything available for me to take health, and health is a requirement to graduate. So, and I went to the teacher that changed, was the counselor that changed me. She said she cannot do anything about it because they said because the classes are overpacked. And how am I supposed to graduate without that class?
Come on.
My name is Pilar Rivas. I am a junior here at Progressive East High School. I just wanted to say I feel like there's nothing getting done here. I honestly do want my education. Why do I even bother coming to school if there's nothing getting here provided for me? And we already have teachers who actually do care for us students. Just like homecoming was so unorganized because there was no thought put into this. We already had Ms. McCray, who was originally our and why is our principal going to ask other student activity people to plan this, but this has already been planned in August. And I feel like that is unfair, it is unreasonable, and unorganized, and none of the students deserve this. We need to be, they don't even show us how they don't appreciate us. I don't feel appreciated, none of the student council members feel appreciated, no students feel like everybody cares about us. And I deserve an education, we all deserve an education.
And you're entitled to it. Free.
Hello, my name is Hector Blanco. I'm a junior at Providence High School. I just want to say one thing. Ms. McCray is the most spirited teacher in Providence High School. And for her to get fired as activity coordinator, when we're already scarce on teachers, I mean, I don't know why we would be firing teachers when we need to be filling spots. We had one of them already planned, we had organization, and now we're just lost. And then, homecoming may be getting planned, but it's not getting planned as the students want. We're getting feedback from everywhere, not from city council, because we don't have a sponsor no longer.
Thank you.
Great job.
Our big thing here at Providence East is leadership and being a leader. A leader is a directing head. We don't have a real leader. We have so many little components that we're trying to put together and it's not working out. So I would like to fix that very much so. Thank you.
All right.
graduate and be on their college applications. Now, how colleges are gonna look at us? Oh, you don't have a language class, so we're not gonna let you in. So, I really feel as if the Board of Education, that you guys don't know what you're doing. Because you have a lot of students that are sitting here saying, oh, I don't have a first period class. Why doesn't a student have a first period class, but they have a second, seventh period class? Now, as the Board of Education, I feel like you guys are failing to hire more teachers. There are more subs that I've seen around here than teachers. There are teachers that are quitting, teachers that are getting fired, teachers that are being transferred to West. Now, if West doesn't have teachers, why are they taking ours? Why do they have to teachers? Now, why do they have to take our teachers and leave us with subs? So during the year, all they do is hire more and more subs for like the girl said that she's only getting a piece of paper. What kind of language, what kind of learning are you doing giving someone a piece of paper? I can give somebody a piece of paper, tell them to do it. That's not doing anything. That's not giving someone knowledge. That's not giving someone to learn. As you grow older and as you become in high school, you grow and you
Take your time.
As you grow from high school. That's how you guys get where you are now. That's how the Board of Education, that's how y'all got y'all education. It's from being in high school and getting y'all education from whatever school you come to. So why are you affecting our learning and affecting our knowledge by doing lack of teachers, lack of administration, lack of learning? Like, these students don't learn anything when they come here. That makes them less interested in coming to school. That means less enrollment inside the school. So what is that doing for us? What's that doing for the school? How does this make the school test scores look bad? Thank you.
I actually graduated from Proviso East back in '80. I had a son go here. He graduated in '09. If it wasn't for Miss McCray, if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have even went to the college that he attended. He attended University of Arkansas in Pine Bluff based on Miss McCray. She's the best coordinator that's been in this school. She's the best teacher. Actually, my son played football, he ran track, he did it all, but yet he didn't get a scholarship based on all this favoritism around him. But yet again, back to Miss McCray. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have went to the college, because when he was a junior, all the scouts came and looked, but they gave him to other people. He came out with a 3.8, you know what I'm saying? He had good grades, but they never did anything for him. So I was kind of saddened in my heart to hear that they fired her being a coordinator. As what I'm hearing sitting in this room, y'all don't have no room to fire people. Especially one that got a heart for kids. You got a heart for all about the money, you need to keep that person. So if I were you guys, I would reconsider hiring her as the coordinator. These kids need a Miss McCray in their life.
Yes, they do.
Good evening. My name is James Phelps, and I am a 2009 graduate from Proviso East High School. I'm here about the concern of Mrs. McCray. She was my class sponsor back when I was here, and she actually was like a mother to me, I would say. She helped me actually get into the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, as where the I just graduated this past May. Homecoming, she had our homecoming. The homecomings had to be the best in Proviso Township because of Mrs. McCray. I could actually recite everything that we did those past 4 years that I was here. As a last thing you said, I really just think Mr. Cray needs to be here, not just to be those activities, but to be a role model, for the students here as well. So, I wish you all would really consider bringing her back to the Boston.
All right.
Demetrius White. Terrell McCray. Good evening. Good evening. Well, you all heard about Miss Gray. She got the name for me.
Good job, man. Good job.
And it's hurtful to hear what all these children are going through. And I sit there and I look at you all face, and I don't know if your children went here, probably didn't, I'm not certain. My question is, if not, why didn't you send your child here? Is it because of what's going on now? It's because of the politics that's being placed. We're getting principals that have no heart. They have no passion for our children. They want their role and their position to be commanding. But what is the heart? Our children leave here and they're getting slaughtered on these streets. Our children are getting slaughtered. We vote you all in with the expectation that you're going to make a difference. And the difference is another child locked up, another child shot. When is that going to end?
Right.
We're counting on you. We vote you all in to make a difference. We're expecting more out of you all. We're expecting our principal to have a heart. We're expecting our principal to not be selfish and think about himself and think about himself. Everything that's going on around here is based off of, we want to blame the principal, and I blame you all because you placed him here. He's only who he can be. But you all ain't in control of this school. And we're in control of you all, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, we are.
Our kids' future is in your hands. But God is in control of it all.
Yes.
All right.
We need you all to be a voice for our children. Our children have no goals because we have no vision. We're looking for you all to have a vision. We're expecting your vision to line up with the principal's vision. But we don't even know where we're going. The kids are confused. The classrooms are overpacked. The children have no books. How are we going to learn with no books? It's hurtful. It's hurtful. But the problem is you all live in the community. Our principal probably doesn't live in the community.
No, you don't.
These children aren't raised. Guess whose heads they're going to be bumping up against robbing? Yours, because they've got to eat. So I hope that you all are hearing and feeling, not just listening, but it hits your heart.
Yes.
And there's a change that's made. Because our kids deserve more.
Better.
They deserve the best.
Yes, they do.
And I believe that you all can do it, but you got to work together. And I just pray that it changes, man.
You got to take politics out.
In this school with her 4 point whatever GPA. So it can be done. And I just pray that you all put together and make it happen.
Yes.
All right. Good job.
Had a motion there.
Mr. Evans, if I may have a moment. I'm appalled by hearing this. This is, as those of, I do. I hope some of you in the audience, some of you I know that I have tried very hard to try to understand what goes on here and try to make some differences. And I have met the same kind of resistance from the administration that many of you are now talking
Yes, you have, Kevin McDermott.
So I have to ask Dr. Collins-Hurd, and I understand that we don't normally respond to public comment, but at some point, I think we as a board are owed an explanation. This sounds like a ongoing mess. You hear the student get up here and tell us that she's been in school 4 weeks and hasn't had a teacher yet.
Oh, my God.
You hear that there are 60 teachers that missed school on Friday because they're so, apparently, the implication is they're so disillusioned that they took a holiday. This is just, it's criminal.
Yes, it is.
How are we going to address this? I mean, what are we doing?
What's that? You can't hear.
Speak in the mic.
250,000, we got to hear.
Moved by Francine Rowe, seconded by Brian Cross, public.
Right, we need to hear it.
Maybe we should take this to the meeting.
We're going into
The
executive
meeting,
session.
why not? She can't talk now. $250,000 out of this community. We need to be able to hear it. Baby, she hot. Run and talk about it. They gonna go to the executive session and hope y'all leave. That's how they do it.
Bring this to the media, I bet they'll pay more attention to what we have to say.
Well, we got a new attorney.
They just said it was over.
Gene isn't here today, so I'm covering for her. So this is the first time you heard about this?
About this lack of teachers and substitute stuff? Yeah, this is news to me.
I know Ms. Eccles was talking about, she was giving some kind of explanation, but I wasn't exactly familiar with what she was talking about. What do you think may have preceded this? Or,
You know, I don't know. There's something going on here that I haven't figured out, and I'm hesitant to comment because I just don't know. But something's amiss.
So the administration didn't update you guys for the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Not about this, no.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. We have to go into executive session, so.
Good to see you.
Too.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, this is my guy. This young man has such a spirit of excellence on his life. I love him. I do.
You got a comment with respect to the teacher situation?
Only that. I just hate for people that somebody told me to tell you that you know how to. Let me tell you who told me to tell you. James Henderson and Neil. No, it's just that I wish people would. It didn't just happen tonight. It took all those people 4 months to come up. It took 4 weeks to come up. And then when you come up, you accuse the board. Why are you accusing the board of things that we don't know about? We don't know it if you don't communicate. We're not asking you to work for us. We ask you to work with us. The way we work together is we present the problems on the table. Let's come up with a viable solution. Don't come up here with this accusatory tone, tell me to go to the class. All the classes aren't affected like that. Be specific. In 4 weeks' time, somebody could have dropped a note in the board's boxes. Mr. Romaine's class is empty. Then we would know. If administration tells us, they may miss something. But to make sure that we get it, if it's affecting your child, you should communicate that to us. That's all I'm saying. Work with us. That's how we alleviate the problems. Let's sit down and get this information out in the open instead of coming out because this is my favorite teacher and I want her to stay employed. What if you have done something wrong? You don't get reprimanded because you're a favorite of someone?
So something that they're not.
Does that exempt you?
It's not. They're not telling people about it. Termination.
So that's and she's not terminated.
She isn't.
No, we have not terminated her, but we don't know all the details.
Got it.
That's why we need to sit down and talk. If you know something we don't bring the kids out. The kids tonight, in my opinion, please put that down. I thought they were exemplary. They exemplified better behavior than some of the adults. That clapping and moo-ah, it's inappropriate. Let's teach our children the right way. The kids got up there, articulated themselves very well.
They were.
I was very proud of them.
Thank you, Rita. Appreciate that.